Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the air signs Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and their twin flame connection. Air signs, thank you so much for being here. Sorry, my ears started ringing. Air signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Sorry about that, air signs. My ears started piercing, it started ringing, so I wasn't sure if like Spirit wanted to say something right then and there, or so I just had to honor that. A special thank you to all of my new subscribers that have just joined the page, and to Cosmos High Priestess, a beautiful reader on YouTube who reposted one of my readings, and she's somebody that I have had personal readings from. And she's absolutely wonderful. She's a tarot reader and an astrologer, and she combines the two so beautifully, and she's absolutely worth every moment. And I'm just so humbled and thank her community for also welcoming me. And thank you to all of my subscribers for being here. This is a reading for twin flames in separation. And if you're unsure of what a twin flame connection is, or if you are here as a cross watcher, or you're just curious to learn more about the twin flame dynamic, I've included a link to a video by a modern philosopher, Gabi Kovalenko. I'm sure some of you are familiar with her. She's absolutely brilliant. She's young but extremely wise. She's very learned in esoteric arts and philosophy, and she just has a way of explaining the twin flame dynamic that is much more involved and yet much more eloquent than what I have been able to do thus far, I feel. So it's just like, you know what, like, I'm gonna do the readings for these twins, but let her describe the connection in detail, what it means for people to be in a twin flame connection, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I'm going to be doing your reading today with the Sacred Rebels Oracle for the overall energy. I'm going to be pulling 4 cards from the Cosmovisions Oracle deck and doing your tarot reading with the Tarot of the Abyss. So air signs. All right, that was like 10 cards. Just 1 card, please, for the air signs. 1 card, please, for the air signs. I am also a twin flame. I am in separation from my twin. Have been in separation probably 3 years, maybe. Well, I've been separated from him physically for about 6, but no contact for quite a while. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Number 20, which is the Judgment card in the Major Arcana. Softly, softly, the tender touch. Softly, softly, the tender touch. You can see here her 2 hands kind of clasped together in prayer, or there's tears coming out of her eyes. I don't know if that's how you're feeling right now, air signs. My twin is also an air sign. He's a Gemini. One, I can't help but see this kind of lotus design, and then this kind of fractaling sacred geometry. Perhaps it's time that you approach things with a something more emotional. Something more emotional. Some soft and tender, those words, they're not really associated, no offense, but they're not really associated with air signs often, right? You are the strategist, you are the rationalist, you are very much of the mind space, not so much of the heart space. It's not that you don't have one, it's just that it's not our default, right? For me, it's a default because I'm a water sign. And so maybe Spirit is just asking you to try a different approach. With the number 20 evoking the Judgment card, it's looking at your life's blueprint, path that you are destined to be on. We always have free will, but the blueprint it's almost not even about will, or it's just ingrained in our very selfhood. Sorry, there's a car outside that is really playing some very loud and obnoxious music. Whenever that happens, like, I don't take anything for granted, and I don't stop the camera because I want to experience it in the moment. That there could have been a lot of disruptions in this twin flame connection, a lot of third parties and outside energy, and just like talking in the ear, unable to quiet the mind. That's the thing about air signs, right? It's like you're always thinking, but sometimes you can overthink, and there could be difficult for you to meditate or quiet the mind. It's not to say, though, that you don't try, but I think this is going to be really, this sentiment of this card is really stepping outside of a comfort zone. 4 cards, please, from the Cosmo Visions Oracle. Yeah. Okay. Now from 4 cards for the tarot, please. Thank you, Spirit. So the first 2 cards I'm going to show you are your energy, but please feel free to swap it with your person's, as twins often mirror one another. First card you got is the Entertainer. This popped out for, I can't remember who it popped out for, but I see it the same exact way as I saw it in that reading. The Entertainer, like at first glance, I want to say, oh, this is like a magician, right? And then it would evoke the magician energy, but that's not how I see it when I really think about it. An entertainer is someone who puts on a show. So I don't know if this is your energy. I'm just, for my purposes of this reading, this spot is you. So there could be a lot of things that you are entertaining or distracting yourself with at this time. A lot of diversions, that you are looking at what's shiny and glossy, but I don't feel, and please don't take offense to this, but like, I don't feel a lot of substance. I don't feel as though there's a lot happening here other than just this like circular motion of just throwing balls up in the air, right? Because this is what I see. The Star card in reverse, Aquarius, you showed up in your own reading. The Star card in the upright talks about wish fulfillment and healing, deep healing, like trauma healing, like that, reaching up towards the heavens to try and bring down a manifestation. And it's almost like it's like if you're, it's almost like if that star is one of these, right? It's like you're almost like you're not getting very far, and you know this, air signs, you know this already, that there's something so incredibly profound within you that you are reaching for right now, and whether or not it has to do with your twin, it's profound. But in order to reach it, it's almost like you're gonna have to stop this act. It's not about entertaining anymore, it's about inhabiting a space of authenticity, right? Like you can't approach energy like this without really showing the universe what it is that your soul cries out for, right? And being at one with that and transmitting that to spirit. If you're constantly like just looking for the shiny thing or to be the shiny thing, you're going to divert from a path of healing. Let me ask for a clarifier on the entertainer, please, Spirit. For the entertainer. 2 cards came out. I can see it already. Judgment, the awakening card, number 20. Judgment, it's your choice. Queen of Wands in reverse. You're not feeling confident. Look at this. Look at what's coming out of like her head right here, the Queen of Wands. Right? That feels very synchronous. The Queen of Wands talks about this fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Queen of Wands talks about acting from the solar plexus and the sacral chakras, really tapping into creative insight, sexuality, self-confidence, inner and outer beauty. That's what the Queen of Wands is. But when the card is in reverse, it's wrapped up in anger, frustration, just being a little pissed off that things are not happening the way that we want them to happen. The awakening card is here. It's pretty dramatic. It's like the archangel trying to bring something back from the past, from the dead. Maybe this relationship, maybe this twin flame connection. Do you actually want it? You don't have to want it, right? They always say, you don't have to take the path of the twin flame. You absolutely don't. You can be with the soulmate. Like, you don't have to be with your twin flame in any way. You can just say goodbye to the twin flame connection, although you can't break the bond with their twin flame because their soul is your soul. But you don't have to be with them in this lifetime if you don't want to be. But that would perplex me, because then why would you be watching a twin flame video? Maybe just to understand. I don't know. I tell myself that same story too. I don't want to deal with my twin anymore. F him. You know, I love him, but you need to have intention. You need to be intentional. Are you intentional right now? The awakening card, judgment, answering the call of spirit. It's your choice. Your person's card is the shapeshifter. The shapeshifter, you can see here, there's like a phoenix wing, and there's like a hand. What else is there? All sorts of things, like an eye right there. Antlers. The shapeshifter for your person, they are, you know, people around them may think that they're just doing miraculous things because they can be here, there, everywhere. Jack of all trades kind of thing, energy, I feel. But there's kind of a lack of groundedness. I'm getting very, very, very specific reference that no one will know. But I'm going to say it anyway, just in case. There's a show. I don't even know what it was. I think it was on FX, maybe. It was only like 5 parts. It was called The Lost Room. I love the show. And the production is very poor. But there's some pretty good actors in it. And it's just about this guy, this detective, that finds a special motel room key. And when he puts that key into any lock and opens the door, it opens it up to a motel room that is like trapped in time, because he's a detective and all of this other chaos ensues in his actual life. He's trying to discover what it is about this room, and this room defies like physics, and you can go inside the room, but you leave the room and then you go back in again and it resets. So if you pull off the covers from the room, leave the room, come back inside, it's like the room is already made up again, but like who is making up how is it happening, right? It's a great show. It's a great show. It's creepy and it's great. Anyway, there's this one scene where there's basically like somebody trapped in time. Like, she's not necessarily a ghost, but she's kind of a ghost for all intents and purposes. She's trapped in time, and the reason why she's trapped in time is because of this energy. Because she can't move on to the next dimension or phase of being, because she's trapped in this chaos where the parts of her want to be either in the material world or in the spiritual, but she can't be both. And I don't know why this is relevant, but all I'm going to say is that maybe your person is feeling this way about the twin flame connection. And I've felt that way too. It's like I owe so much to the twin flame journey. My entire spiritual awakening, my clair gifts, even being able to read tarot and intuit and hear messages, all of it I attribute to, I mean, my own hard work, but also my twin flame connection. Because what is the twin flame connection? It's not necessarily about being with your person. It's about discovering your divinity and raising the vibration of humanity. That's what the twin flame journey is. But your person is just a mess. On the outside, though, people might think that they're amazing, but on the inside, they're just blob. They're just a mess. They're a mess of experiences, and they may not know how to put it all together. And so they're trying to figure it out. Queen of Swords. Just give me the facts. Just give me the figures. Just like, I need information. I need the truth. I need, like, for an air sign, this is what grounds you, is information, is like knowing what you're dealing with. I have a clarifier for the shapeshifter, please. Whoa. Okay. Whole bunch of cards flipped out, but only 2 came in the uprights. I'm going to take those 2. Wow. Number 2 and number 3. That's very rare to get 2 cards in succession like that, because especially because of how much I've shuffled them. One is in the reverse, one is in the upright. The High Priestess, number 2. The Empress, number 3. The Empress is my favorite card in any tarot deck. This is Pisces energy. This is Taurus, Libra energy. So Libra, you showed up in your own reading. The High Priestess talks about the in-between. not quite like this, but more with the energy. The High Priestess has a mastery over this. The High Priestess sits at the veil between worlds, between the material world and the spiritual world, but she has a mastery. She has a balance of the light and dark. You see, she has a skeleton key right there, a connection to her higher self, divine feminine. These are both divine feminine energies. Doesn't have to be talking about a woman. It's just tapping into those energies, the mysterious, the secretive. The High Priestess is mute, but she sees everything and knows everything. This is describing a person that is really trying to tap into their intuitive side. But with the Empress in reverse, Empress is the power of all four queens, and she's the master manifester. Excuse me, why did I say that? She does manifest, but she's the master attractor. She attracts abundance towards her. But right now, this card is in reverse for your person. So I asked for a clarifier for this jumbled energy, the shapeshifter. And Spirit is saying, your twin is really trying to find balance right now. But they're finding it frustrating because the information that they're looking for is not coming to them they're impatient. Like they know that there's something special about themselves. They know that they can tap into the divine, but it's just a jumbled mess right now. So, you know, when our kind of third eye is opened and we go through Kundalini awakening or whatever version of the dark night of the soul we're talking about, when you start to see synchronicities and symbols and signs from Spirit, it's like scary sometimes. Like even when I'm in the midst of doing a reading and something so synchronous comes out, I get chills. Because I'm in awe, right? Little old me sitting in like my bedroom, like I have a day job and I'm just like reading some cards. How can this happen? Right? Some of it is still, you know, no matter how connected I am with Spirit, I'm not fully integrated into the place that they are. I feel connected to Spirit, but I'm still learning. We're all still learning. We're still adapting. We're still trying to figure out our place, what we're meant to do with all this. Well, you know, once your twin gets the information, and then what are they going to do? Right? These are the questions. So when you start to see, you know, 1111 on a license plate, I remember the first time I mean, now it's so, I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted at all. But I see number synchronicities like it's like drinking a glass of water. It's like so commonplace for me now. But I remember the first time I ever saw all ones, all 7 numbers on a license plate was all ones. I freaked out. Because that's rare. Just crazy messages. Like, I don't know. It's really astounding. But if you're not used to it, it can send you into a tailspin. Because in a way, you might think you're going crazy. Am I disconnecting from the real world? Well, what is the real world? The world is created by your perception. And so for me, this card, the next card that comes out is a symbol that has been popping up in my life lately in random conversations that are not random, right? For the connection, it's the swan. I had a random conversation with my mom about swans, and then my brother-in-law, completely separately, sent me an Instagram video about swans. We never talked about swans. We always talk about corgis. Never swans. And then he sent it on the same day. And then I was watching another tarot reading, and that reader was talking about swans. I'm like, what is it about swans? It's like, I'm not even their biggest fan. Like, what is it about swans that is so relevant? And here it is. Swans are graceful, but you can never tell what is happening underneath the surface. That, you know, Baba Jolie, another one of my tarot mentors that I've never met, when she talks about swans, you know, or ducks or whatever, you never know what's going on the surface. They paddle their little feet so quickly, and all that effort and hard work that you're putting into something, you know, people don't see that. And that's what I'm going to say to you, right? So with this connection, this is part of the connection, that the both of you are, you know, mirroring one another for one. And that there's a lot of hard work being involved. So if there's a part of you that doesn't believe that your twin is putting in the spiritual work, one, consult your own intuition. If you can quiet the mind, you can channel your twin. You'll know if they're putting in the work or not putting in the work. You'll sense it, and they'll sense you. But this is your confirmation, right? Trying to keep everything all together, though it may be really difficult. You know, and here's you just trying to live your best life. But there's always something underneath the surface. Like, you can't see this person's face. There's something hidden. Clarified, the swan is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Double confirmation. The Eight of Pentacles is about hard work, diligence, focus, focused attention. Sometimes I can talk about a workplace or the effort of investment itself, or rather the investment of effort itself, excuse me. That's a double confirmation for me. Talking about the two of you, whether or not you say out loud, I give up on this twin thing, I give up on this person, energetically, you're telling me something different. That's okay. I'm not judging. I understand it. Because you're not giving up on your twin, because you're not giving up on yourself. Right, but what does it require? Patience, softness, tenderness. What's your, there's a lot of Pisces energy in your reading today. What's the advice from Spirit? Sacrifice. See how they're not touching? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. This separation is absolutely vital to the both of you elevating your consciousness and your spiritual gifts. It feels like a sacrifice, 1000%. It sucks, but it's necessary. Spirit is saying it's necessary. And it's beautiful. When you stopped placing all your energy in your twin and you started placing energy on yourself, did you notice that abundance started to come into your life? I noticed it. When I stopped talking to my twin, like really stopped, like blocked him, even though it was like cutting off a piece of my heart. I learned a new skill set. I made friends that were in the spiritual community. I got a gigantic promotion at work and like really increased my salary, like a lot. I mean, crazy things when you just focus on yourself. I started my YouTube channel. I mean, me with a YouTube channel, what is this, you know? The moon card, Pisces energy, sometimes attributed to Cancer. Mysteries, illusions, confusions, and secrets. moon card also references flow energy because it talks about the pull of the moon on the oceans. That's how I get to that flow, that it's so important for you to just surrender and be in a state of flow, because this sacrifice feels really bittersweet. Why did I have to make the sacrifice? Why couldn't I have had just a normal relationship, a normal connection? Why did it have to be so dramatic? And I said that to some other signs, and I said, well, the twin flame journey is dramatic because the other side of that is your extraordinariness. That you are an extraordinary being with extraordinary gifts. I'm going to read just a short, this is very long, but I'm going to read just a short passage from it. This oracle comes with a special message that you have been working very, very hard. You've learned much and accomplished much, but it is now time to change your approach. Let go of any force in your approach to creation now. Everything serves a purpose, and learning the benefits and limitations of the more forceful way of manifestation through effort and willpower was a useful lesson. However, if you were to continue with that approach, it would stop working for you, because you are now beginning to create on a far grander scale that is beyond what an individual can manifest through willpower alone. You are individually creating through your healing and art, but also contributing globally to new consciousness through your own spiritual growth. You are part of a global healing manifestation process. You are, through your way of being in the world, helping to birth a new awareness. This new way will heal the human heart and bring it back into balance with nature. This is essential for the human soul to survive, flourish, and to cooperatively nurture the earth rather than destroy her natural resources. You may or may not be consciously aware of the extent to which this new way of manifesting through receiving rather than taking can actually help all of humanity, but nonetheless, it is playing an important role in greater human evolution. It is the power of attraction, right? The Empress card, it is the power of attraction, of magnetism, rather than that of striving and force that will replenish your energy, restore your body, mind, and heart after your struggle. This change in approach will encourage the shift from head to heart that is essential for your individual well-being and for the greater human evolution. You need to heal so that you can help the world to heal. Does this give you absolute permission now in your own mind to take an easier approach to your sacred, rebellious, creative manifestation? That was, sorry, I read a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it seemed important. Surrender. Believe that you have the power to attract anything that you want. You don't have to chase anymore. That's your reading, air signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.